It is August 31st, and Iowa has not gotten off to a great start for me. Not only am I behind on all of my scouting and stuff this year, but I recently lost permission on the farm that I was most excited to hunt this year. I had a really big deer that was in there last year, and he showed up quite a bit during late season, even past season, so I knew he made it through, and it just kind of sucks that I won't be able to chase him, but we're not going to hang our hats on that. I got a couple ideas here this morning. We're going to go try and get on a couple different spots. I feel pretty good about one of them. It's just going to be dependent if we can catch the landowner. So that's the plan this morning. I got a bunch of trail cameras that I'd like to get out here today at some point. So we'll see how the day goes, and we'll see what the day brings for sure. Just talked to the landowner, and he said he would really like us to try to shoot as many does as we can. I think I'm gonna put my cameras catered more towards October when season's starting. It would be nice to get an inventory of the deer that are in this farm right now, but there should be some really good deer in here this year. Alright, first camera's set on a mock scrape here. This spot looks really sweet. We have beans behind us here. We have alfalfa here. And then we have a big stand of corn. I'm excited to put a couple cameras down here. So this is a totally new piece for me, which is awesome. When I kind of get down in here, see what it looks like, and find the best spot to hang the last two cameras. It looks like a lot of deer have been coming out right here on this trail, and also on that trail. And they're coming out, it's just a tiny little alfalfa strip below this corn, and that's down in the creek bottom there. So I made this little scrape. Looks like they had one there last year. Then I went ahead and put this camera there, just facing out this field. So you should be able to see everything that walks by and comes up these two trails, and hopefully they hit that scrape. I actually like this spot a lot, so this will be a fun one to check in about a month. All the crops have been cut up here. Now, I'm going to check that camera that was facing in the ground last time on the bottom of this alfalfa field and creek bottom here. I brought the stand. I'm gonna just prep a tree really quick. It's just so hot. It's still 80 degrees here. We'll see what's on this card. I mean, if there's a bunch of does coming out here, maybe we'll sit it the next couple nights and see if we can get a crack at a doe. But I'm mainly getting everything ready for Wednesday and then through the rest of the week here. It looks like we're gonna have a pretty decent weather change, so just making sure everything's ready to go. And I'm excited for this week. I think it could be really good. .700 pictures on there, so we'll see. A lot of leaves have fallen off, but it's a really good tree I can sit in right here. Just gonna prep it out, kind of cut away the vines and everything, so we can just slip in here if we have any deer coming out here.
Alright, I got this stand set here. It looks really good from up here. There's a big crossing where they come across the creek bottom right up to this scrape that I have out here. And now I got this scrape probably at about 18 yards, and I can shoot almost all of this field unless they come right in that corner, which they might. Just have to sit here and observe, see what happens. But pretty cool looking spot. I feel like it could be really good in the rut, especially if these bucks cruise that bottom down there. So 826 on this one. A little bit less, but it still looks like that scrape is opened up here, so. It is October 22nd, finally all set up here. The temperature is about 10 degrees cooler from yesterday. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible, so I decided to slip in the stand this evening. I'm set up on a farm that I hunted a few times last year, and the main objective tonight is just fill a doe tag. But we had a buck show up last night. He's kind of got a messed up rack, but he's an old mature deer. So if he happens to walk by, I will shoot that deer, but otherwise there's really nothing in here that I'm going to shoot tonight. So we're set up between a cut cornfield on the bottom here, and then the top is a really good alfalfa field, and we got some really good brassicas and turnips out in front of us. So I feel like these deer are gonna filter out and come down into this brassica plot as the night goes on. We have about a 10-mile-an-hour southwest wind, so it feels pretty good. I'm excited to see what the night brings. It is the morning of October 24th. I slipped into the stand that I have the mock scrape and where I hung those sticks probably a week or so ago. Had a lot of good activity on this camera lately, a couple really nice bucks. It's a picture perfect morning. Temperatures in the low 30s. Dead calm. Super pretty out here this morning. It's really the first cold front we've had in a long time. I'm just hoping that these bucks are on their feet, maybe start to check some of these scrapes and look for the first hot doe. So we're gonna give it a couple hours here this morning and see if we can catch a buck on his feet. Meh. I just killed the biggest buck of my life. Biggest buck. That is the biggest buck I have on camera in here. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, baby. Oh, I gotta call my dad. Oh my goodness. First of all, I can't believe I got that on film. He came in running. Came in, checked that scrape, smelled it. I was gonna try to shoot him at that scrape. Came right down underneath my stand. I figured he was gonna come back to the right on this trail. So I moved the camera there. He stopped, got the camera back, and then I was able to draw back, grunt, stop him, shoot. That is by far the biggest deer I've ever killed. Wow. Come on. Bud, I just killed the biggest buck of my life.
Really?
Dude, I killed that hammer that I had on camera.
Okay, so listen, I can be down there by, I got reviews at 8 and then I'm done.
I'm kind of calmed down. I called my dad and my brother, and I think Caden is going to make his way here after work, which is going to be a suspenseful couple hours for me. But I think I'm going to pack up my stuff, sneak down and get out of here, and just kind of gather up everything, get it back to the truck. I got quite a ways out of here. We just made it to the spot that I left off this morning. Pretty good blood throughout here. So we're just gonna pick up this trail, and I think he should be dead right at the bottom of this hill. Here. Broken. Is it? Yep. Coming down through here. Hey, he's right here. He's right here.
Oh yeah, never even made it to the bottom.
But he didn't even make it to the bottom.
And that's going downhill.
Yeah.
Right here?
He's right over my shoulder, right here.
50 yards downhill.
Oh yeah. Dude, he died like.
You want to drag him down to the hill?
He died right away. Oh, yeah. The morning of October 24th was a pretty special morning for me. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning, loaded my gear in the back of the truck, and headed to the woods. I got all ready, unloaded the e-bike, hopped on, and it was kind of a risk this morning, I thought, to go into this spot. There was a cut cornfield and an alfalfa field on each side of this little finger of woods that I had to get into. And I wasn't sure if I was going to bump too many deer, but I rode the e-bike past a few deer and they didn't seem to spook, which was really cool. And the woods was so quiet, so I just crept my way in there this morning, tried to be as quiet as I could. It probably took me 45 minutes to an hour to get in the stand, but I was still up in the tree a good 45 minutes before light, and just enjoying the beautiful, sunrise, changing colors. Some of the oak trees were really pretty, and the temperature was 32 degrees, so there was a little bit of frost down in the valley, which was just amazing this morning. And about 7:45 I heard a grunt, and it sounded like it was coming pretty fast through the woods, and I pulled up my binoculars real quick and I instantly saw that it was a shooter deer. Put him back, grabbed my bow, turned the GoPro on, turned the camera on, and I think the next 45 seconds to a minute was about the most hectic time I've ever had deer hunting. He ran into my scrape, and I actually started to draw back once I got the camera on him on the scrape, and he just decided to turn around and come right toward the tree, and he stopped just randomly at 9.8 yards. I ranged it after I shot him, and it was weird that he just stopped right there, but I swung the camera back around and managed to get him in the frame. I grunted as I pulled back just to make sure he stopped, because I felt like he was on a mission and he wasn't going to stay long. So he stopped there, and I made a little bit of a high shot on him, but it was such a steep angle coming down that he didn't even go 60-70 yards straight down that hill. And I just can't believe I'm behind a deer like this. I bow hunted for a lot of years and never killed a deer like this. I got to thank my brother for coming down here to take pictures, do the recovery footage. It's a special time for me. I also got to thank Bill. If he wouldn't have gave me the opportunity to be an intern last year, I would definitely not be in this position this year behind a deer like this. So thanks, Bill. And at the end of the day, I really got to give thanks to God. It still amazes me that deer just randomly stopped right in one of my openings and gave me a shot, because he was on a mission, and somehow it all came together. So really special year for me so far. Just super blessed to be behind a deer like this. Until next time, scout them, hunt them, tag them.